I've been having some fun with the Nikon COOLPIX S210. First off, it's extremely compact. Take a look at this thing. It's an 8 megapixel camera with the 3x zoom. So 8 megapixels is nice. I like having extra megapixels. I don't care what anybody says. Some people say, oh, yeah, it's too many megapixels. Well, you know what? If you want to crop your images and, center in on a friend in the middle of the picture and cut out some of the background, the more megapixels you have, the further you can crop and still get a good shot. So meh. Anybody who says megapixels are not where it's at. I like my megapixels. 3x optical zoom, like I said, which is pretty standard for a camera in this size. And on the back, we have a nice, large 2.5-inch LCD. Now, this is the blue model. We've got it in several different colors here. I like blue, so I'm using the blue one. It's a sleek unit. Now, this one has some cool features. It's very easy to use. It takes great pictures, and I really like the quality of the flash, which is something that usually is lacking in cameras this size. You take a picture with a flash, doesn't look too good. Well, this one, not a lot of glare, not a lot of bounce with the flash. It's very smooth. I like that. All right, let's talk about some of the features and functions on the back. Now, if you press the mode button, you can access a very easy to use menu here. Now, you put it in this, you're just in your normal shooting mode. You just point and shoot and have fun. High ISO. Now, it goes all the way up to ISO 2000. Now, let me tell you what that's good for. That's good for when you're shooting shots in low light environments, like I took this picture of the box here, the actual Nikon box here, in very low light. And it raises the ISO, which is the light sensitivity, so that the picture can actually happen. I mean, before it would be all blurry and that sort of thing. So the images, they have a little more grain than they normally would, but you'll get shots with this camera that you wouldn't without using the high ISO mode. All right. Also, beside that, we have scene modes. Now, let me show you a few of these scene modes here. There's several of these. And these are basically just, if you're taking a portrait, landscape, sports mode, several different modes here. And there's a mode to match just about anything you're doing. Try out the modes. They're going to improve your pictures. If you're taking pictures at sunset, well, put it on sunset mode. The pictures are going to look better. The close-up mode for flowers, and even you can even use that for people. There's one mode I really like here. It's backlight mode. Sometimes you have a person standing and the sun is behind them. Well, the sun's going to be nice and bright, but the camera is going to be adjusted to the light of the sun and not the light of them, and so they're going to be really dark. Well, backlight mode, it helps for them to be bright as well as the background to be bright. Now, on the bottom here, we have panorama assist. This is kind of cool. Let me show you how this works. Now, what you do is you take your first picture here. I'm going to point it over there. Take a picture. Now, it brings up the first picture. And then see how there's like a little ghosted area right there? Well, you have to kind of line it up beside there, right there, and then take your second picture. I'm shaking this. This is really good for a tripod. Oh, it's not going to be lined up, I don't think, but let me show you what this does. Now it puts those two pictures side by side. And as you keep going, go back into play here, it had lined up those two pictures side by side to make a really long panoramic shot. When you're in your computer, you can line up that picture and the next picture, and it'll make a panorama. All right, back over to the scene menus here. Now also, we have movie mode here. Let's go down to movie mode there. We can do 640 by 480 movies, and also that does audio as well. And the last thing we can do is a voice recording, which is really handy. If you need to use it as a voice recorder, you can do that. It's got a speaker. Back up to the shooting modes. Now, on the selector here, we have several more options. We have flash controls. You have several different flash options available. We have the macro mode, which is nice. You can be a couple inches away and still get a nice clean picture. Over here, we have the timer that you can turn on, put on a 10-second or a 2-second timer. And then we have the exposure compensation, meaning you can make it brighter or darker, even in the automatic mode. So that's cool as well. There's one more thing I wanted to show you here. Now, in here we can change all the different options, white balance, ISO sensitivity, and that sort of thing. But here's the different shooting modes. You can do single, continuous shot, meaning you just hold down the shutter and it keeps going click, 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 click. But the one I want to talk about, this is multi-shot 16. You can do 16 of them. We can do it on intervals on a timer. Now, what that means is that you can put it on a tripod and have it take a shot on its own throughout the day. Every 30 seconds it'll take a picture, or a minute, all the way up to an hour. So that's kind of cool if you want to do some motion capture shots, like with the clouds flying by, or if you just want to set it in your room and have it take a shot every minute, just to make sure no one comes in your room and sneaks around. You can do that. Time lapse is a cool thing. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad they included it in this camera, and you've got all your other options there. So even though it's a little camera, it's easy to use. I mean, if you wanted to use this as a point and shoot, don't get intimidated by all those features and functions. It does do a really good job just to throw in your pocket. It'll fit right in your shirt pocket. As you can see, it'll fit in your purse, no problem. You pull it out, whatever color you want, you've got it there in your hands. Turn it on, and you point and shoot away. You've got all the extra modes. If you want to get creative, you can do that. If you want to do a time lapse, you can do that. Just a fun little camera, and it does a really good job with the 8 megapixel. And also, don't forget Nikon glass. That's one thing I really like about this camera. Nikon glass, it's almost legendary. It produces some really sharp pictures. They're almost razor sharp. So that's another bonus as well. The Nikon COOLPIX S210. It's a great little camera. That's pretty much all I've got to say about this. I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the Nikon COOLPIX S210, go to CompUSA and type Nikon S210 into the search box, or call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-CompUSA.